contaminants of the exploded rail car were unknown at first.
I'm not a chemist, other than to tell you that it is certainly a hazardous material and can be harmful.
You're gonna need to stop breathing and get out now. Toxic chemicals explode. That means toxic smoke, folks. Residents in the area reporting thinking something had fallen on their homes. Huge evacuations. And you don't suppose this is at the largest rail station right in the heart of the United States. I don't suppose this is gonna have anything to do with, say, food shortages. I mean, everything's at a dead halt. Big warning. Awareness you guys should know about coming right up. If you guys are brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and most importantly, we go over news and awareness, stuff you probably want to know about. If you happen to find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So I thought this was yet again just another careless explosion with the railways until I found out it's the biggest rail yard in the entire world. And the toxic stuff that's exploding and burning and putting toxic fumes in the air, well, it's one of the worst ones out there. And then I put all that together and I thought, could this be the cause of yet again more food shortages? And with shortages comes food inflation. Which part's the worst part? Let's go over some information you should know.
I'm at the intersection of Highway 30 and Splinter Road, just a few miles west of North Platte, an area that was forced to be evacuated Thursday early afternoon due to an explosion that occurred at nearby Bailey Yard. City of North Platte Fire Chief Dennis Thompson says that fire crews from all three North Platte fire stations responded to the incident upon it being reported at 12:03 Central Thursday afternoon, with the first truck and crew arriving on the scene at 12:09 Central. Chief Thompson says that upon arrival, crews proceeded with the utmost of caution.
And ain't that a scary thought? Now we're finding out what was on this rail car, what was exploding, what was burning, and the crazy toxic fumes going into the air. How critically important it is for first responders to be super careful going into these situations these days.
We were given the information that this was perchloric acid, and I certainly won't go into the details of perchloric acid. I'm not a chemist, other than to tell you that it is certainly a hazardous material and can be harmful if mishandled or if it's leaves its container in a way that it's not supposed to, such as an explosion.
So you can see somebody probably briefed this guy. Don't say too much, but don't worry, we'll go into deep details and show you just how bad this stuff is.
Chemical manufacturer tells us this product can be dangerous to life, health, and safety at these distances. We chose initially, based on those recommendations and other resources we have, to do a 3/4 mile evacuation.
Now I've heard up to 4 miles, but this guy says 3/4 mile. You guys can clearly see the smoke traveling for miles. Now another interesting thing about this is this train wasn't even moving, and it's at the largest rail yard in the entire world. Anyone else find it bizarre that it just spontaneously combusted out of nowhere? And beside the fact, how does this keep on happening? I know everyone here is seeing incident after incident after incident regarding mostly trains and toxic spills and toxic explosions. This toxicity is being released in the air, getting spread all over the United States through smoke and air. It's landing on people, it's landing on homes, it's landing on our vegetation, our crops, it's getting into our water. If you guys don't have a really good air purifier and concerned about the toxicity level in your house from all this crazy stuff, be sure to watch that video because I give you a solution if you don't already have one. And if you're new here and you didn't see that video right there, that I give you a solution on water purification. We got to be on guard these days because they're hitting us from all sides. So we got a toxic explosion, toxic smoke going into the air, nearly 20,000 people being evacuated. What exactly is this stuff? Pyloric acid is a strong acid used for complete digestions of organic material. In many respects, its hazards are similar to those of nitric acid, as both are strong oxidants. Is perchloric acid harmful to humans? Now, these are just Google searches. We're gonna go a little bit more in depth here in a second, but it says it's harmful when swallowed, corrosive to metals, and severely corrosive to skin and eyes. It is a very strong mineral acid. Now, I told you guys this was a super acid, and I ain't joking. Now, let's jump over to Concordia University. Perchloric acid safety guidelines. Now, if you guys didn't know, this is commonly used in explosives. But an interesting thing about it, it's clear, colorless liquid with no odor. Now it says no odor, but when it's burned, people say kind of a chlorine smell. It says right here, perchloric acid is considered one of the strongest super acids, highly reactive with metals, dangerously corrosive, and readily forms explosive mixtures. Now you can see right there, bold, red, flashy, warning. In addition to being corrosive liquid, while not combustible, under some circumstances, perchloric acid may act as an oxidizer and present an explosion hazard. Organic materials are especially susceptible to spontaneous combustion if mixed or contacted with perchloric acid. As you guys can see, not good stuff. Then you burn it, breathe it in, it falls on everyone. Think about that. I mean, here's some of the warning signs they give it. Take a look at those. Doesn't look good. Now, before I tell you what this can actually do to you, tell me down in the comments below, what do you think this was even being used for? Has anyone dug this up yet? I couldn't figure out what it was doing there or where it was going. What possibly and where could have this super acid been even going? Like I said, it's just chilling, wasn't moving, right at the largest yard in the world, and people reported hearing up to 4 explosions out of nowhere. Maybe you're in the area or you want to know what type of hazards some of these people are going to be looking at, because the toxic smoke is traveling miles and miles way past the evacuation zones, settling on homes, people all over the place. You guys know how far clouds go. If the toxic smoke has any correlation to what this stuff can do to you, not good. Damage to the mucous membranes of the eyes, inflammation of the eyes, redness, watering, itching, and blurred vision. It can also lead to the loss of vision, even blindness. Skin contact, yeah, itching, reddening, blistering, inhalation of the spray or mist, severe respiratory tract irritations, sore throat, coughing, labored breathing, lung edema, the list goes on. I'm reading nosebleeds, nasal congestion, erosion of the teeth, perforation of the nasal septum, chest pains, bronchitis. 100% not good stuff. Like I said, this is shutting down a huge yard, the biggest yard. We're talking about a spot where a ton of rail cars are expected to come through, hauling the stuff that fills our stores oftentimes. So could this be the result of upcoming food shortages, delays, inflation, food inflation? Some people speculate it's all on purpose. These damaging explosions, which happen to all be toxic, the relation with food shortages, taking away food options, and certainly inflation along with food inflation. I know you guys have been reporting down in the comments. We're seeing over 100% inflation with tons of food items. With that, just for kicks, put the most expensive inflated food price that you've come across in the last few weeks. I'm telling you, I'm seeing comments of stuff that are up to 150% more than they were just a year or two ago. And I was talking to a friend earlier today. They're asking me, because they know I do a ton of research, what's gonna happen? And I'm like, well, there is no indication out there at all of anything getting any better. And all the economists are saying it's gonna get worse. My personal opinion, it is. It's gonna get worse. Inflation's gonna get worse. We don't know how bad, but it's gonna get worse. More reason to be supporting local farmers for all your stuff. Create and support an alternate economy. Like I do. I support the Amish. That's where I get my butter. I support neighbors that clean raise cows and provide us with milk, cream. I get all of our 100% pure best beef in the world from switchwithrhl.com, along with all of our consumer goods. You have to either support or create your own alternate economy. You can't support that which we're complaining about. Every dollar you spend at Walmart, Home Depot, all the conglomerate owned companies, you're supporting the beast and you're supporting things that are funded that we complain about. Enough about that. Bottom line, you guys need to be prepping. You need to be thinking ahead. Emergency preparedness. Try to do things as clean as possible out there. Again, if you're concerned about the air in your homes from all the craziness, watch that video right up there. And if you still don't have a quality water purifier, I go over a really good one, or you should be buying one something similar to that in that video. You guys want to know more about what they're putting in our food, I go over a bunch of that stuff in those 2 videos right there. Stay on guard out there. Keep your head on a swivel. As I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.